Keith, tell us a little bit about, I'm going to call it the Bund.
The Bund. The Bund originates from some problems we had with water ingress underneath a marquee while I was working down at the Swalek. All the water running off the marquee roof used to come in, so we made something similar to this, but this has been engineered specifically for grassroots cricket to save a lot of sheeting. Most clubs haven't got the labour or the manpower to deal with big flat sheets, 30-40 footers, so this in itself takes that problem away, but also lets you, the rest of your square, have a drink, but saves your match pitch from water running underneath the covers. Or even if you've got smaller sheets, you could have a 10-foot sheet by the side, which is manageable, and then put these bunds out on the other side of the 10-foot, so you've got the batsman's run-ups are safe as well. But obviously to stop the water running is the most important thing, because invariably all squares have got some kind of fall on them, whether they're with play or across play, and that in turn always seems to run underneath the covers on a length. Always. I don't know why, but it does. So these are quite simply 75mm high and 8 foot long, join in the middle with 3 pegs that hold them as well. You simply tap them into the ground, going in 2-3 mil. Obviously if you've got a lot of undulations, you'll have points where you've gone in a little bit deeper, but predominantly a cricket table is reasonably flat through the middle. It's the saddles on the end that you might have to knock them in somewhat deeper to stop the ingress. But so simple, and hopefully will be an aid to getting the game on. The ECB phrase of the year, get the game on. And that's what we're hoping these will achieve.
So you also, with if you do have an undulating square, you've got half.
Yeah, because the Bund pieces do pivot on the joint. We've looked into that and decided to have some halves manufactured so it follows a contour more evenly. Yes, that means more joints, but the joints are waterproof anyway.
Okay. And what's in a kit and what's required to set it up?
Basically there are 9 strips in a kit, which comes to about 21 metres, so it goes past the bowling crease, and indeed we'd like to think that most squares then have enough fall to run into the outfield past that. Some will have a dip, but you'll have to probably have an extra piece to prevent it stopping in the dip. They're just manufactured as a set of 9, but you can have 10, 20, 30, whatever you want. So there's no problem. It's just really knowing your own levels on your own square to judge how many you need to purchase. In comparison with flat sheets, a 40-foot flat sheet, the lightweight sheets obviously a lot cheaper, but if you can do away with sheets, you do away with disease problems, you do away with manpower, and your grass tends to be a lot healthier if it does get a drink. Obviously torrential rain, if you want to save a match, you've got to cover, but for thunderstorms that are forecast overnight, say on a Friday night, you can't be here 24 hours a day. We believe that these would save the game for a 1 or a 1:30 start. The rest of your square will have had water, obviously, and it might get a little scarred, but you'll get your game of cricket on, which is the most important thing.
Okay, so to put it down, Keith, what tools and tips would you advise?
Well, basically you either need a rubber mallet or a small ball peen hammer. If you want to obviously knock them in a bit deep, you need a little bit more weight, but predominantly a rubber mallet is sufficient, and that obviously saves the edges on the Bund itself. So they come with the legs and the bolts all separate, and once they're all put together they can be stored flat, and obviously just work them in and look after them. They are galvanised, so they're going to last quite a few years without rusting.
And do you advise to put a line down like you have here?
Yes, because if you want the accuracy of putting your covers on, because you can run in the Durant covers, the width of the wheels just come over the 10 foot of the pitch, so you can go about a foot over that 10 foot, and you've still got the spoutings, the gutters of of your covers overhanging that as well. So if you had a problem with a gutter, say, blocking up and your outlet pipes and it flooded out, this would also stop that run getting onto the pitch.